What's up, everybody? We are back. Now, after a couple days off, after all the leaks and all the rumors and everything from E3, we're finally back and we have some actual confirmation and information from the director of Pokemon, Junichi Masuda. And this comes from an interview from Eurogamer that I just posted today. And he has confirmed some information about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and some new information on Pokemon Gen 8, or the Core RPG 2019 game we have to look forward to. And we're going to discuss the very strong possibility of this brand new Pokemon Core RPG being revealed at E3 for the first time. I'm talking about actual gameplay. So first of all, the director of Pokemon talked to Eurogamer in an interview that I'll post in the description. But he confirmed a lot of things about the story from Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. He said that it is in fact based on the 1999 Pokemon Yellow, and he was directly talking about the game world itself, the overworld, the whole map, and the story. Everything is very much just like Pokemon Yellow from that time frame. And he said that the reason for that was because of the game being 20 years old, basically, that a lot of players who are just new to Pokemon now have never experienced this classic game, and that players from today who are classic fans, basically from the 90s, can actually help these younger ones to understand the ins and outs of Pokemon with this game. And he did confirm the possibility of what we discussed before in the previous Pokemon video about this Let's Go series becoming a semi-annual type of series. He said that if the game does really well, then they will consider making this a series that continues, something as a casual meets core player type of gameplay experience that they'll bring back in the future. And he was specifically talking about how the Pokemon Go game on mobile devices brought in a lot of different players with over 800 million downloads, and that they were trying to find a way to bring those players in to play a more core type of Pokemon game on a Nintendo console, but at the same time not alienate the core fans and try to meet them halfway with this Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee game. And he does think that these new games coming out in 2018 can in fact appeal to the core gamers while still appealing to a casual gamer as well. So we will have to wait and see exactly how it is received, but so far the public reception has been pretty positive, besides the really core fans who are just going to be looking forward to the 2019 game, which we're going to discuss next. So one of the many questions of the interview talked about the 2019 Core RPG, and they asked him if they decided to make the Let's Go games first before the 2019 Core RPG, or were both games being made at the same time. And he answered that they did want to create another series in the Pokemon universe, but they also never intended to stop making the Core RPGs as well. So when asked specifically about the 2019 Core RPG that many fans are looking forward to, he said that the games, quote-unquote games, meaning more than one, that we're talking about for 2019, we've been working on those for a while. And he said the same applied to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Part of it is because there's a lot of functionality with the Nintendo Switch, and he said that they really want players to really experience for themselves what there is to offer there. So they're making two different types of games at the same time, he said, regarding the Core RPG and the Let's Go series. And specifically for these games, talking about both of these here, the main goal for them is to really have more kids to pick up and play the Nintendo Switch. And as we know, Pokemon has catered to all audiences since the game was released back in the 90s. And yes, I know a lot of people out there are adults who enjoy Pokemon, and of course you've seen the memes out there where everyone says Pokemon is kitty, and then you see a picture of an adult playing it and the kid playing Call of Duty. But really, we have to admit that the series does appeal to the younger audience. It always has. It just so happens that younger audience has grown up and they still want to play Pokemon games back from the 90s to 2018. And he's talking about the Core RPG here because we know that the Pokemon Go players range from absolutely everybody in the world, seemingly, who has played that game. They want to bring those casual players over from Pokemon Go and have them play that type of experience in a more core aspect way of playing it. And as far as the kid aspect is concerned, that's something different. He wants to have Nintendo Switch more as an easier way to pick up and play for not just Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but also for this new Core RPG. He's talking about both of these games in that aspect for it to be more user-friendly for kids. Honestly, I don't think it was ever user-unfriendly for kids in the first place, but hey, we'll see what he's talking about more when we see the game. And speaking of that, let's talk about the possibility of Pokemon 2019, the Core RPG, being revealed at E3. I personally think it's going to be revealed at E3, and the reason for this is, if you recall, at E3 2017, they announced this Pokemon Core RPG at that E3 presentation. As we talked about in the other video, they were not discussing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in that presentation, they were specifically talking about the core RPG that is now scheduled to release in 2019. So since they did announce that game at E3 2017, I do expect us to get a reveal trailer for Pokemon 2019 at this E3 presentation. And I know many people are going to think, no, they'll just wait until next year to show it, and that might very well happen, but let's consider something for a moment. They just revealed the holiday games for 2018 for the Pokemon series on the Nintendo Switch just last week. And here we have E3 coming up, and here they've already shown their main holiday game for the season for the Nintendo Switch after Smash Bros. Obviously, we're going to see Smash Bros. At E3, but seeing that they revealed this holiday game early, I don't think we're going to be seeing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in the E3 presentation per se, but we may in fact get that first trailer and preview for Pokemon 2019 Core RPG that they talked about last year at this year's E3 to get core fans excited for that game coming out next year. That is a distinct possibility, and I wouldn't dismiss it just yet, because it was rather interesting at E3 2017 that they announced a brand new Pokemon for the Nintendo Switch as a core RPG. It's going to end up being a 2-year ahead of time announcement. So since that is the case, I think it is highly likely and very possible that we will see the first footage or first trailer at this coming E3. So I really want to know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Let me know if you think we're going to see the new Pokemon game at E3, or do you think they're just going to wait in 2019 to actually show the game for the first time? Since Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are different types of experiences, I do think that they could show the Pokemon 2019 game at E3 to get the core fans excited for that game, and obviously get the majority of them to also purchase the holiday game for this year. It's because it's not like these fans don't already know that the core RPG is coming in 2019, so there's really no reason not to show it at E3, right? So when you think about it that way, Nintendo let people know ahead of time that they're getting 3 Pokemon games in 2018, and they're getting another 2 Pokemon games in 2019, obviously 2 versions of the same game in holiday 2019. So in my opinion, there's no reason to hide the game any further. I think they should go ahead and show it and get people excited for that as well. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and I'll talk to you very soon in the next video. Have a great day.